My husband announced in a room full of people that he found me repulsive the first night we spent together. Now I don't know if I want him anymore. My husband of 2 years, together 5, and I were invited to my sister-in-law's birthday. We were having drinks and my husband was getting drunk. He doesn't usually drink so he gets drunk easily. I love him when he's a little bit groggy because he's very shy otherwise and he lets loose a little. My sister-in-law, husband's sister, calls herself incurably single and she often laments about not meeting the one. She's very picky and she's always pointing out the flaws of her dates. Well, she was doing that, and after complaining about her latest hookup my husband interrupted her. He knew the guy in question apparently and he disagreed with how she, the sister, perceived the guy. They were sparring for a little and everyone was laughing because my sister-in-law is a very funny lady and so is my husband. Finally, my husband told her that she was very high maintenance and always concentrated on the negative things. He then said to take him for example. He found me repulsive the first night we spent together, but he stuck it out and was determined to know me more instead of throwing me away because he's an adult now and needed to start acting like one. And now look at me. I'm the happiest man on earth. My sister-in-law laughed and told him that's not how she worked. I thought what he said was horrible. The most horrible thing anybody has said about me, and yet nobody of those who were listening and seemed to react at all. Like it was a totally normal thing to say, so I just said that I didn't know that's how he felt about me. I remember him going away on a trip the day after we slept together for the first time and he wasn't available for 3 weeks. I started pondering. Was he actually away or did he try to ghost me? On our way home I asked him if he really went on that trip and he smiled guilty and said no. His plan was actually to not see me again. But there was something strong that made him contact me again, and that he was lucky he did because I turned out to be the love of his life. He was starting to fidget in his seat and asked me if something was wrong and asked, surely you're not hurt by what I said. I told him that it was the most appalling thing I've ever heard and to hear it coming from him. I haven't spoken to him since Saturday. I don't know if I want him anymore. We have a son together, 18 months, and a dog. I don't want to hurt our son. I'm trying to keep it together but I just feel so numb. Will time heal something like this or am I lying to myself? He says he's sorry and he even cried when he saw me crying, and I only saw him crying once before when his dad passed away. He told me. I made him tell me what he thought was repulsive and he said he thought the intimacy was repulsive. At the time he thought it was the worst he ever had. One of the reasons was that I was too wet and sounded weird. He kept saying that's not what he thought now. Update. I don't know if this suffices as an update. I'm thankful for your support. I actually thought when I would write here people would hate me and be against me because I'm moving too fast and throwing my marriage too easily. You can't imagine how happy I am that many of you literally could put yourself in my shoes and see the hurt. Believe me, I know myself and I know my heart. This is neither fast nor impulsive. There's no coming back for me. Maybe it's my pride and I know pride is a sin for many people but for me, it was something that broke inside of me and suddenly I never want to be around my husband anymore. How could a marriage work when I can't even look at my son and the very thought of him ever making love to me again makes me want to throw up? And the fact that he thought it was okay to announce to a room full of people, some of them not even friends or family, that he thought me repulsive. How was that okay? Him sitting there, trying to convince his sister that sometimes you have to give lesser people a chance because they could turn out to be the love of their life. I have a totally different view on our marriage. I never thought him to be too good to be with me, and vice versa. We've always been on the same level in my mind. Equals. He has moved out now. Our son is too little for shared custody so he's staying with me until he's older. I don't know the details yet because I have an appointment with my lawyer on Monday. Right now I just want to mourn. I feel like he should have told me what he felt and let me decide if I wanted to continue. Our marriage was built on a lie and he lured me in under false pretenses. I have spoken to my parents, brother, and his family and they all support me. I'm lucky to have this love in my life.